What up? What up? Shout out to everybody out there, man. It's the Nerve of You podcast coming at you on a lovely, lovely Thursday evening, man. First and foremost, I want to apologize to the people, man. We had some technical difficulties a couple days ago, man. So, we had to shut it down and get it right. But now we back up, man. We actually a little bit better. So anyway, boom. It's the same situation, the same setup we had as last time, man. We talking about the gender war. Some people say the gender war is over. Some people say the gender war, didn't really make a difference. Some people like myself say the gender war really didn't help anybody. But here's the question. Was the gender war just a farce? Meaning, was it just a bunch of sexually frustrated men complaining because women won't give them access to their vaginas? Real talk. What you think? Because I know a lot of guys really ain't going to be truthful about this. So we got to dissect it ourselves. You know what I mean? We're going to be honest for them. You dig? Do you think, for the most part, the majority of the men that participated in the gender war, do you think a lot of these guys were just frustrated internally?
I agree with you. I do think that the men were frustrated internally, meaning I don't think the women they felt like the women didn't like them, and that's a byproduct of that, which is them becoming sexually frustrated. So they felt like the women weren't receptive to them, who they are as a man, and because they denied them sexually, that's when it really hit them. Like, man, I wish I had sexual access like the other guys that I'm seeing. So I think it's with them first. They don't feel accepted themselves, and then the byproduct of that was the sexuality. It wasn't they wasn't getting that.
Here's my thing too. I think, and I'm just giving my opinion. I think maybe in the beginning, some dudes, some courageous crusaders might have had some good intentions. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Some real gripes. Don't get me wrong. A lot of dudes throughout the gender war, from what I heard, made some really good points. Other guys didn't. Other guys just showed their hand, meaning over time they just really unraveled, and it just really was obvious to me that, all right, man, you're not really having your way the way you would want to have your way, because really 90-something% of the conversations I hear from a lot of men is truthfully about sex. You know what I mean? Now, maybe I can roll with a lot of these dudes, man, if they was talking about, relationships or, marriages, all the things they trying to shame women about. Right. But truthfully told, man, a lot of the conversations always come back to sex. So I'd be like, yo, man, what am I supposed to say? Like, you can't make a woman give you her body. That's just not going to happen, dog. Right. You can't do that. That's something that she has to volunteer for. So what would you like to happen? You know what I mean? And another thing that kind of had me a little vexed was a lot of dudes was kind of rejecting self-improvement, man. I kind of had a little issue with that. I'm like, look, it's of my estimation in life, for one, we never stop improving on what we got, just stacking on top of what we already have and building on, you know what I mean? Right. And then two, some of these niggas need self-improvement. You know what I mean? From what I seen. So I'm like, okay, what's the beef about? So a lot of things I've said through the years, I've noticed too. You had dudes like Jordan Peterson pretty much echo the same sentiments that I had. But I noticed guys like Jordan Peterson don't get the same pushback of when I say it. And I guess that's the frustrating part.
Right.
Because Jordan Peterson gave it to dudes one day real harsh. Like, look, some of y'all need self-improvement.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
Yeah, he said she's right.
You know what I mean? And I was just like, wow. You know what I mean? I've been saying it for like 2 or 3 years now. But when I say it, it's a real issue, man. So, what I think that, there's a small percentage of guys that actually have legitimate gripes. Probably less than, 3%. I'm going to be honest, man. I think other dudes have been hurt by women. Mm-hmm. Maybe 25%. I mean, everybody been hurt, but I'm talking about really emotionally scarred.
Right.
I think the rest of the dudes that's going hard body, man, sexually frustrated. Just my personal opinion. Or, frustrated that they may not be getting the attention that the other guys are getting. Shit like that. And I'm like, well, some of that stuff is in your control. If somebody ain't digging you, you can, upgrade your situation. You know what I mean? As a man, there's many things you can do to improve, but they don't want to do that. So a lot of dudes got the same mentality as the women, like, take me as I am. I'm like, well, nobody wants you as you are. You know what I mean? Nobody has to accept you the way you are. And that's one of the things we got to realize too, dog. It's like, yo, if you're not at your best for whatever reason, if you're not at your best, nobody has to accept you less than your best. It'd be nice if they did. You see what I'm saying? It'd be nice if we did the Dr. King motto and judge each other off character.
Yeah.
That'd be the perfect world, right? I mean, honestly, if we can see past all the superficial stuff and judge each other off character, but that's not the world we live in. Matter of fact, we live in a way more superficial world than Dr. King could ever imagine.
That's true.
So with that being said, at the end of the day, my estimation, when I did my math, I'm like, look, man, all this huffing and puffing, is it about, it's about a lot of dudes not having a way sexually with women. And then ultimately it comes down to a lot of dudes want to control women's sexuality. Now, I don't agree with that. That's true. What I'm saying? To me, the only woman that you should have control over sexually is a woman that you are committed to. But that's just true. Every single woman in society, I'm like, dog, nah, y'all trying to run a monopoly out here, man. You get what you negotiate.
Exactly.
Like anything else in life, you get what you negotiate.
That's a fact. And honestly, people can see people's growth. Like when you are doing the work, people can see you transforming. It's not just within. You can see it. It's different. Mm-hmm. So that's a fact.
No doubt. So, to me, man, it's real simple. And look, and then it gets into all of this community mumbo jumbo about the community. And then it gets into, well, what about the children? And then it gets into all of these other kind of conversations that, really make me scratch my head. I'm like, when did y'all start caring about kids?
Right. If it was about the children, more men will sign up to be husbands and fathers to baby mothers. If it was really about the children,
that's dead.
It's not
dead.
about that. No, it's not.
That's about a done deal.
It's about trying to fulfill your sexual desires of sleeping with various women without commitment. If men could do that, the majority of those guys that are talking, if they could do that, they would.
Duh. I mean, it's 1 + 1 is 2. Like if dudes can have their way and sleep with any amount of women and any women that they want, most men, I would say the overriding majority of men would do it until they get tired, and then maybe they'll settle down at some point. I mean, it's clear as day. And look, the gender war to me, and I'm gonna speak for the men's side. I can't speak for the women totally. But for the men's side, it didn't help a lot of men. It made dudes more angry, more paranoid, more bitter. You know what I mean? More fearful of women. Because if you listen to that content every single day, And if you don't have a lot of real life experiences to kind of match that up with, if you heavy into like the porn and, you're going to Cambodia just to get, a little nookie or something like that. You know what I mean? If you went to that kind of lifestyle when you don't have a lot of reference points in your own mind,
right,
on, realistic expectations of women, then at the end of the day, it is going to make you fearful. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is going to make you angry. It's supposed to. Because all you hearing is the negative side of women ain't this, women ain't that. All right, a lot of that stuff is true. Now what you going to do about it? But there's a flip side to it, too. I'm like, well, what about all the good women out here? We going to sit here and say with a straight-up face that there ain't no decent women in here? Nah, you just don't qualify for them. Because if you did, you would have them. That's my thing. So it's like we gotta bring this back down to some kind of reality and be like, you know what, dog? I know a lot of men not going to admit it, but either they were or, they still a little sexually frustrated.
Why did you say that with the good women, why wouldn't they qualify for them?
Various reasons. Maybe you're not her type. Maybe you're not her type physically. Maybe you're not her type sexually. Maybe you're not her type financially. I mean, women are mentally, intellectually. Women are a lot more pickier than men, you know what I'm saying, for the most part. You know what I'm saying? It's always going to be easier for a woman to get a man than a man to get a woman. You know what I mean? Now, it's different levels to that, but I'm just speaking on face value. A woman can walk out the house in some sweatpants and some dirty sneakers and be able, to still bag up a dude, if nothing else, for some sex. For the average man, he got to do a lot more, lying, manipulating, running game, charming and disarming, spending bread. You know what I mean? Just to get a little bit of nookie from a woman or whatever. So, you know what I mean? Women are always going to have an easier journey.
Right.
You dig?
And it should be that way. There's nothing wrong with that.
You know what I mean? So, I don't know, man. I think that personally, if I had to give some quick advice, I'd be like, I think everybody needs to have more realistic expectations anyway. I think a lot of people, and this go for women and men, we thinking out here, man. You know what I'm saying, about what we want. And a lot of that stuff is just not realistic. And it's not realistic at all, man. You know what I mean? A lot of people need to really pipe down on their expectations and get to a place where you could be complacent about something. Because my thing is, with a lot of these dudes, is always going to be something else. A lot of these dudes can get the woman of their dreams. A lot of these dudes can get the woman that they always wanted, and they're going to mess it up. You know what I'm saying? Every single time, because it never was a battle with the woman. It was really a battle with themselves. See, you got to understand.
That's a great point.
It's not always about having the best woman or the best man. It's about having the right woman or the right man. And that takes a lot of internal awareness, man. That takes a lot of diving into yourself to know who you are and, more importantly, who you ain't.
Right. I love that.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's not about the best person. It's about who's the right person. But that's a whole different mode of thinking. You see what I'm saying? That ain't regular thinking, because when we thinking about what we want, look, man, we stuck on what we want. If you want, Popeye's chicken, you don't want KFC, you don't want Church's, you don't want Cane's,
right.
You don't want none of that.
Chick-fil-A.
You don't want none of that. If you want Popeyes, you going to search the city
to get that.
Until you find Popeyes. That's what you want.
Because that craving is real. That desire is real.
But, I mean, look, I ain't got a problem with it. But what if you get the Popeyes and it's closed? Most of the time you go to Popeyes, the line is hella long. Can you be content with the KFC? That's my thing. Can you be content with the Raising Cane's? That's $1 million question. Do you have a content level in your life? Something that, you know what, on a baseline level, it'll just make you happy. And you'll be satisfied. You full. A lot of people think the grass is greener. A lot of people think that they are more than what they are. I'm going to be honest. You know what I mean? I know we say it's just women, but a lot of men got that King's disease too, man. It's not just the women, even though the women got it. But a lot of men got that same mentality, man. A lot of people aren't being realistic about who they are or who they're not. And I think it's causing some people real delusions, man.
Yeah, because when you play out your lane, it's detrimental to your well-being. And that's something that I don't think we understand the detriment that comes with being with someone out of your lane and all of the carnage that can come with that. I noticed that in my life. That happened.
Break it down. What you mean? You dating out your lane, you out your lane. Break it. I mean, you ain't got to get into details, but what's the carnage? What that hit for?
Mentally, I was broken down. That feeling of not feeling good enough. That feeling of I had to put myself back together, heal myself, so that I could be suitable for another man, to be healed enough for another man that actually cares about my well-being. So if I could avoid all that, I would.
You would what?
I would have stayed in my lane, a person that matched me mentally, physically, emotionally, environmentally.
So it goes back to what I said, though.
Yes.
It's when it comes to dating, it's about
age,
finding the right person.
Right.
See,
right.
like, you know where I get that quote from?
Where?
The Navy SEALs. Like, there's a quote from Navy SEALs training when they go through the training, and then they go through the Q course and all of that. And you know, after they do all that training, let's say, right, is 30 guys trying to qualify to be a Navy SEAL. Hypothetically, let's just say it's 30 guys. By the time the training is over, you know how many guys passed the actual qualifications?
How many?
That made it to the end?
Yeah.
Maybe 12 at best. Now, out of that 12, you still got to be selected. You got to understand. It's not just because you pass the qualification stage that you get selected. Now, out of that 12, they're going to select the best out of that 12. I mean, but you got to understand.
Well, they're going to find the right one.
Well,
right?
Well, you got to understand. They're going to find the best for whatever mission they're going on. So, yeah, the right person. So they might send this guy like he'll be good for communication. Like he'll be a good medic. Like he'll be a good commander or whatever. Right. So, yeah, essentially they looking for the right person for the right role. Because, you know, on like SEAL teams, Special Forces, it's only like a 6-person team, you know, and that's how they go out. Sometimes there's only 4 of them. So one person got to do communication, one person is the medic, one person is the commander, da-da-da-da. You know what I mean? So you got to be the right person, damn, at the right time for the right role. So just because you pass qualifications don't mean you're the right person.
You have, and I used to say this word a lot, suitable for you. You used to say that a lot.
I mean, you know, yeah, you got to be suitable, man. So, you know, but back to the conversation. So what I was saying was, when you have a real false sense of self, no matter who you are, and a person not being realistic about who they are, and this goes past looks, past your financial status. This could be your temperament. This could be your anger issues. This could be your low self-esteem. This could be your low sense of self-worth. This could be, you know, your education level. Yeah. So, you know, everybody got a different set of needs, man.
Yeah.
we're not talking about the wants, because, you know, typically the wants, you know, that'll take care of itself. I'm talking about the needs. So in order to get your needs met, you got to find the right person. It's not always going to be the best person on paper. You know what I mean? Like, we all met people that look good on paper, but it just wasn't a gel, right?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And that happens a lot. You know, when dynamics between women and men, it's about finding the right person. And I think if a lot of people really switch their aim and have some contentment about themselves and proper appraisal. Proper appraisal. You know what I mean? Right. I think dating would be a lot easier, you know, honestly, man. Honestly. But to ever think that dating between men and women is ever going to be equal, well, that's bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
A woman is always going to have an easier time. Women are the preferred sex. A lot of dudes just can't accept that. And this is why they made up this shit, oh, men are the prize and all of this. Look, I'm not saying that a man can't be the prize. You can think that all you want. But on this concrete, see, I ain't talking about in your mind, nigga. On this concrete, we know it's a lot different. A dude could be in a mirror for a whole hour, right? Mm-hmm. Getting this whole spiggity. Outfit, cologne, put his little jewelry on, lined up his little beard, you know what I mean? Lined up his little fade or whatever. Wash the car, all that. Brand new watch. A dude can go through that whole process like I'm him and walk out the door. Now, the hardest part is the women to validate that. You know what I'm saying? If I say I'm him 50,000 times in the mirror and I walk outside and I don't have a woman tap me on my shoulder and say, yo, you him? I did all that for nothing. And that's the most frustrating part for men.
Oh, because they feel invisible.
Well, yeah, that too. But a lot of dudes, when things like that happen, you know what you got to do? You got to recalibrate. You got to do a real self-assessment, do a proper appraisal on yourself and be like, maybe I'm not him right now. Maybe I need to tweak this. Maybe I need to tweak that. You see what I'm saying? And that's all in your self-improvement process. It could be a personality thing. Like, you could be physically gifted. But if your personality is scaring off the women, or if your personality isn't making women feel comfortable, I mean, come on, dog. You still gonna scare the women off or whatever. So, you know, to me, it's about being honest and being real with yourself first. Be like, look, man, I'm on a bus stop right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, a dude gonna have to keep it real. Like, yo, man, I'm on a bus stop right now. You know what I'm saying? I just lost my job. I'm trying to get hired at Amazon. You know what I mean? I'm down to my last $400. You dig? You know what I mean? A dude could be in a real bind, but trying to get up out of there.
Yeah.
This ain't time to be picky, my boy. My boy. This ain't time to be picky. Like, dog, you on the bus stop? Dog, if you find you a fat girl that drive a Honda Accord, nigga, you better be on that right now. You know what I mean? She got wheels. Or if you on the bus,
she got meals on wheels.
Meals on wheels with all the damn deals. You know what I mean? Or if you what I was about to say. Oh yeah, even if you on the bus, when your car was working or when you had your wheels up, you was like, I ain't talking to no chicks on the bus. Now you on the bus, dog. You ain't that same dude from last summer. So you can't be as picky, and she might have a child with her. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying you got to, but I'm saying at that point, that's your level. It's screaming right in your face. A lot of dudes don't want to take heed of that. And you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, look, what you want me to do, man? You got to be real about your damn self first.
So when a woman sleeps with a man, she's basically saying you are good enough. Who you are is good enough for me.
Depends on why she's sleeping with him. But if we talking just on the up and up, you know, without any kind of motives, people sleep with each other for different reasons. But if we talking just on the up and up, then I would say, yeah, like right now, you fit the bill for what I need. Right. Now, it's levels, because all women don't sleep with men and be thinking commitment. It could just be entertainment. It could just be, you know what, you're a placeholder till I find somebody I really like. You know what I'm saying? But right now, for what we doing, whatever the woman and man is doing, yeah, I would say the woman is telling the man, for where I'm at in my life, who I am, whatever baggage I got, you know what? Boom, you're qualified for that.
Okay.
Because the reality is this, and I'm about to hurt a lot of feelings. I think a lot of men and a lot of women should get off the BS. I'm going to tell you why. Because a lot of dudes talk about women's looks, right?
Right. Women's
looks. You don't look like this. You ain't cool. If that woman looked any better, she probably wouldn't choose you. A lot of women talk about men financial status or men's height or whatever the case. Women talk about, oh, you ain't popping. You don't make $250 a year. If that man made $250 a year, right, he wouldn't be talking to you.
Right, that's true.
So it's like the bickering back and forth. All it is a mirror for the women and a mirror for the men, and we basically telling ourselves everybody need to step their game up. You see what I'm saying? That's all it is a mirror, because that's the stone hard reality of that statement. If she looked any better, nigga, she wouldn't choose you.
Right.
If he made any more money, let him get a promotion. He gonna want to upgrade his woman too.
Right.
But right now, y'all got each other. Be happy with each other. But see, everybody think the grass is greener on the other side. And that's where I come in and I be like, yo, man, you know what I mean? You got to keep it real with yourself. Ain't about keeping it real with me.
So when you throw love into that scenario, what does love do in that scenario? Because there's no love in that scenario.
In what scenario?
In the scenario of I'm looking at you, and I'm saying, man, you need to make more. He's looking at me like, you need to look better.
Ain't no love. There's no love. Yeah.
What if there was love in that? What would that do?
I mean, if love was involved in that, then it wouldn't be a scenario, right? They would, because love means, I'm already accepting of the good and the bad of you. Mm-hmm. Period. Matter of fact, even the stuff that I don't like about you, I'm willing to assist in your growth with that. That's when love comes in, where you ain't even stunting that. You know what I mean? When love come in, you're happy. You know what I mean? A lot of times we love somebody for what they are today, but we can forecast our love too and be like, you know what? I love you today, but boy, in 10 years, you're going to be a cold motherfucker.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you stay on this trajectory, or you're going to be a bad motherfucker. Right. Inside and out. So, but that's one of the issues too. Ain't no love. Look.
Yeah, I think, you're right.
Men, for the most part, I'm talking about the gender war thing. A lot of men, they only want to see women as one big vagina. All right, fair enough. But in turn, the women, they only want to see the men as one big ATM.
Hell yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
it dehumanizes people. We're dehumanizing each other. And that's what you're looking at me as a sex doll, and I'm looking at you as an ATM, and that's not right. It's not right at all.
Well, but it is what it is. I mean, look, you know what I say? Do what you can handle, but it ain't. It really isn't helping anybody, right? I mean, again, when I look at the men that's quote unquote fighting this gender war, from what I've seen, it made a lot of dudes worse. A lot of dudes was better off bypassing that and just going right to the self-improvement. Stay away from all that content, all that negativity, all that crap, propaganda. Jump right into the self-improvement. Understand who you are. You know what I mean? Upgrade your situation. You should be doing that anyway as a man. You know what I mean? You should never be stagnant. But in case you need a reminder, Go right into the self-improvement. All right, how can excuse me, how can I build? How can I build? How can I build? And as you start to free your mind and get rid of a lot of them demons and fear and all of that, your situation with women gonna change.
Right.
Dog, you know, the reality is you don't have to be a 6'5" jawline nigga to get a beautiful woman. I mean, is it gonna help? You fucking right it's gonna help. But, you know what I mean? Truth be told, you just need to be the right guy.
Yeah, that's true.
You just need to be the right guy.
You should be enthusiastic and say, I'm the man for the job.
I'm him.
Yeah.
I'm him. Look, because if you think about it, yo, man, we are working off these ideals, right, on what we think the perfect man and perfect woman should be because of what people telling us.
Right.
Oh, a woman should be a size 1, a size 2, whatever that crap is. A man should make $500,000 a year. And it's like, look, that's not everybody's situation. So for the people that don't fit that criteria, what they gonna do? They just gonna be out here winging it? Nah, they still gonna be having sex. They still gonna be linking up and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, it's like, yo, it's time for people to be realistic, even about their ideals. Like, your ideals are a little bit off. But that takes a lot of maturity to open up your mind to say, you know what? Maybe I was a little off on what the perfect woman is, or the perfect woman for me, or whatever. Even if you're thinking like that, you're already wrong. If you walk out the door thinking, I want a woman like that, or I want a man like that, you ain't open for nothing else the world got to offer you. So you already excluding maybe, 50% of people that could be the right person already out your life. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? A lot of women do that, man. A lot of women got these ideals in their mind and about, the perfect man or the man for them, and they write it down and they give it to God and say a prayer and make a little paper airplane and send it off. Look, man, a lot of women do that. And I don't think that that's helping women either, because honestly, man, if we're going to be real, it's a lot of women that has bypassed dudes that really would treat them right. Now, I'll be fair. I ain't saying you got to be with nobody that you don't like or you repulsed by or whatever. But what I'm saying is like, bruh, come on, man. You got to give somebody a chance. You know what I'm saying? You got to give somebody a chance. That's what I'm saying. Yo, I'm like this, matter of fact. As long as we give people, not everybody, but the people you deem worthy, if you give people a fair shake, that's good enough. Mm-hmm. You give somebody a fair chance to show you who they are. Boom. Yeah. I mean, to me, it's really that simple. It's really that simple to me, man. You give somebody a fair shot, and then boom, you keep it pushing, man. This stuff ain't rocket science for me, but it's just about finding the right person. You know what I mean? If I walked out the house with a list, like, you know what I mean, with a whole list is written down, right, of everything that a woman gotta have to be in my orbit, or you know what I mean, I would never, talk to a woman. It's like, how many women gonna meet every need and want that I got?
Right.
Come on, man. You got to be a little bit more sensible on how you move too, man. I ain't saying that you should settle for less or what you think is less. What I'm saying is different. I'm saying maybe you should do a proper appraisal on who you are. And maybe what you think is your standard going to change automatically once you realize who you are. That's what I'm saying.
Because you're not an ideal. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I would never tell nobody to drop their standards. I'm saying spend some time with yourself.
Recalibrate it.
Recalibrate.
Yeah.
That's it.
That makes sense.
You see what I'm saying? Everything with me, you go back to Mirror Talk. I'm going to keep plugging the book. Everything comes back to self with me. Mm-hmm. I'm never going to deviate from this one message, because I'm like, dog, there's so many things you can't control. But boy, it's a lot that you can.
Right.
You know what I mean? Real talk. It's a whole lot that you literally can control on your own.
Life is random, but it ain't that random.
No. There's some things you can't control. That's a Snapple top fact.
Yeah.
And it's just the fact that, you know, honestly, when that human nature kick in, you know, like Vanessa said, we want what we want, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at least she was honest about it. Now you want
Vanessa.
Now you want what you want. I get that. But it's a lot of things that gotta happen. First of all, what you want gotta want you. That's out the gate.
And that's where self-improvement comes in, because when you self-improve, the chances of what you wanting to want you, that rises drastically.
Yeah, it increase. I mean, obviously, yeah, it definitely increases. Like, boom, instantly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, look, when you constantly improving, you telling somebody that I put value into myself. So, it's kind of like a pre-selection kind of thing. Like, if I watch you putting value into yourself, you know what I mean? I'm like, look, that's less work I got to do. You know what I'm saying? So you already doing the work for me. It's like, all right, cool. I see that you respect yourself. That means you respect things around you. That means more than likely you're going to respect your partner. You're going to respect your man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because your life is predicated on respect.
And love.
You know what I'm saying? So that's my thing. You dig?
And the world is a much crueler place when you're not self-improving. Think back in your life when you were younger and how cruel the world was to you when, I mean, you didn't really understand who you were. And the treatment that you got from people, that changes once you start realizing who you are, and then you're starting your self-improvement journey. The world becomes less and less cruel once you start loving and respecting yourself.
Respecting yourself, and honestly, truth be told, not giving a damn about somebody's opinion. At some point, people gonna have to drop that bag too, because that's a heavy bag to carry around. Look, it's a lot of things that women say online that a man needs to have or needs to be. I don't know where it fit that criteria, but I know I'm good at what I do. That's it. You know what I mean? I don't let it get me bent out of shape. I don't be out here, you know, screaming and hollering, oh, y'all women got your standards too high, and calling them all kind of B words or whatever. Not for that. If women want to have their opinion, if women want to have their ideal on what a man should be with them, if I don't fit that, I already know my options, dog. I'm either going to put in the work to upgrade, or I'm just going to be content being me and just rock out in my lane. Ain't a lot of options, but I do got options. So for me, I ain't stunting that, man. You know what I'm saying? And on the flip side, I don't get mad at women for having their standards too. Like, I've had women tell me to my face, cold-blooded too. Man, I had this one chick tell me, like, man, we had a really good conversation, but sorry, I don't talk to men with kids. You know what I'm saying? Was my ego messed up? Yeah, to pick my face up off the floor, but you know what? I respected the honesty. Now, how many dudes say, why don't women just be honest? I'm like, because y'all not ready for that radical honesty.
Right.
I'm going to be honest.
And
Y'all ain't ready for that hardcore honesty, man.
And she did you a favor with the time. I mean, I think that's the best, most respectful thing to do to someone, is to not waste their time and drag out certain things that don't need to be dragged out when you know, like, look, this is the truth. This is what I feel. You could deal with that. But I told you. So
Indeed.
You're not wasting your time.
Indeed. Nah, look. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it real, man. That's just what it is with me, man. You know, but moving forward, even from that, look. You know what I noticed? A lot of dudes don't even have a problem attracting women, you know, even though that's a percentage of niggas that do. The hardest part is the connection, right? It's like hitching your truck, the back of your truck onto a trailer. You know, some people would take them literally 10 times to back it up, get it right, back it up, get it right, back it up, pull forward, get it right. You know what I mean? Until your truck, the hitch on your truck matches up with the trailer and it interlocks. But that's like a connection. A lot of dudes have time with the connection. So a woman could think you attractive, a woman could think you well spoken, eloquent, all that.
Right.
But there has to be a connection, and that's how she gonna remember you. Women meet so many guys per day, per week, per month. What's gonna separate you from the rest? And it's the connection. Now, for me, there's some ingredients that go in that will kind of seal the deal with the connection. But I just think a lot of dudes really, really mess up.
Yeah, they lack that. They lack the emotional intelligence to want to connect. I mean, if you like a woman, you're going to want to connect with her. You're going to want to. But it seems like men are so hyper-focused on having sex that they bypass that whole connection part. They think it should be an automatic thing. And based on TikTok, the way it's looking is like a lot of men are just saying, F the woman, I want to sleep with her. Like, with the TikTok, they're on dates and they're just saying, walk home. They said, they basically detach themselves from the connection of the woman. And it tells me that they're not with the woman that they actually like. They're with a woman that they want to sleep with. Those are two different women. If they actually liked the woman that they were sitting across a date with, they wouldn't treat her like that. The like will be so strong. I think like is a bridge to the love. Who you like is where you are going to probably pour your love into.
Indeed.
If you don't like that person, you ain't gonna want to be around them. You're not gonna want to do that. So I think like is a bridge for that. So for him to say go home or whatever, or be disrespectful just because you didn't get what you want, that shows me that you don't even like this woman.
I mean, it definitely screams that. Let me go ahead. Hey, it's the Nerve of You podcast coming at y'all on a lovely, lovely Thursday. And I'm sitting here with the co-host I love to do the most. We got Rose in the building, y'all. Hello. And look, it comes back to etiquette, man. Just plain old etiquette. Back when I was a little young knucklehead, that was a thing called playing yourself. You know what I mean? I don't really think that exists these days.
I haven't even heard that. It's been a while since I heard that statement.
No, real talk. Yourself. That was a thing called playing yourself. And it never was about the woman. See, dudes wasn't trying to be in position to play themselves. You don't want to be clowned by your homies. Mm-hmm. You don't want the other woman to put smut on your name. So, it kind of kept you in line with some kind of structure, because you like, dog, if I do this, I'm going to look crazy in the streets. This is before social media was popping. So you had to really, really come outside. It wasn't just I'm going to stay in the house on the phone. Like, nah, dog, you had to hit that concrete and you had to come outside and you had to face everybody with an opinion about you. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, you ain't want to play yourself. Okay. So, doing all kind of monkey stuff and, just not being a player, not being cool with the women, spazzing out. You know what I mean? It was just certain things that put smut on your name back in the day as a man. Like, dog, like you really did that? Yo, you wildin', man. You played yourself. I think that is totally lost, man. So, with this new generation, man, and this new environment that we're trying to operate in, a lot of dudes is getting away with sucker shit because they really don't have to come outside to get checked about that. Like, dog, back in the day, I'm talking about when I was a young little whippersnapper. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, dudes found out you did something off code, you was going to get clowned for at least 3 days. Like, you did what? Then once the word spread, the girls is laughing at you. That was like the worst thing in the world, to just play yourself. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it was one of them things like a lot of dudes do it today, man, with no type of shame because they can always find an audience online. But when you had to come outside on that concrete and you had to look people in the face and the eye, dog, that was a hard thing to do, knowing that you just disrespected yourself and everything around you. Ultimately, you played yourself, dog, with that woman. Either you was simping too hard, like either the girl was feeling you and you ain't even know it. You know what I'm saying? And you played yourself like that. Like, damn, dog, this girl been crushing on you the whole summer. You ain't pressed? Like, it was just certain things. Like, that was another thing that when I was coming up that was prominent. It was called getting the woman open. See, that's the connection right there. Mm-hmm. Like, before you go into any kind of sexual conversations or innuendos or whatever, you got to get the woman open. Until she gets comfortable and open around you, we ain't doing no sexual talk. Yeah. At that point, that could be taken the wrong way. Now, once you get a woman open, comfortable, now you can slide in what you got to slide in. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I really don't hear that word a lot. Getting the woman open.
That's true.
You dig?
That's true. You're right.
You know what I mean? Real talk. Just building that comfort level, building that connection. The girl got to feel safe around you, dog. What you gonna do? You got to get the women open. Like, me and my boy Kim, man, back in the day, that was mandatory. I mean, it was like taking candy from a baby because we can play off each other. And all we used to do was make the girls laugh. Make them comfortable. Let them know we cool dudes. Y'all safe with us. Woo, woo, woo. Mm-hmm. It's that simple, man.
You know, one thing I did notice is that there is a bad connotation with the word friend when it comes to men and women. Like, if a man and a woman says we're friends, or if a woman says we're friends, or a man says we're friends, like, they're offended by it because we corrupted that. We added friends with benefits. We felt like if a woman just friends a man, she's not sexually attracted to him at all. She doesn't want him sexually. She just wants to use him for his masculine benefits. And I think that's what we really failed at. I think we're so hung up on being sexually attracted to one another and removing the human level, the human interaction, where if I'm friends with you, I'm going to care about your emotions. I'm going to care about who you are as a person, your well-being. But when that element is removed, it's about sex, it's about money, it's about what you could do for me, it's about what I could do for you, it's about it's so dehumanizing that's a problem. That's a problem. That intimacy is just not there, and I think that's a really big problem, because women are sleeping with guys on the third date. Men are just accepting the vagina, not caring about the woman that just opened they had access to, and he not caring about her feeling. Now, if they were friends in the beginning, they took time to get to know each other, they will respect each other way more, and didn't corrupt that and didn't abuse that. You know,
sex always complicate things. It is, sex always complicates things. That's why on House Party 3, there was a group called Sex is a Weapon. You know what I mean? I don't think a lot of people seen that movie. Sex has been weaponized. Love has been weaponized. All the good things about relationships has been weaponized. Men weaponize their money. Look, that's a part of the game. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that is right or wrong. I'm saying it is what it is. Now, you as an individual have to adjust to the environment, man. That's all you can do. You got to stay clean in this dirty game that we have, man. So, understand where you at on the battlefield. You know what I mean? My thing is this, man. Certain situations a lot of men shouldn't find themselves in. You should know when you're just being tolerated by a woman. And you should know when a woman has a genuine interest in you. At some point, something should go off in a man's mind where you just know. You know upon arrival. Like, all right, you know what I mean? First, for me, I know it the first 2 seconds. I'm like, I know when a woman looking at me crazy and she ain't giving me no flavor and all of that. And typically, I won't be that long. You know what I mean? I already can read the temperature. Like, all right, I refuse to be tolerated. I'm going to go where I'm celebrated. That's just me. Mm-hmm. You dig? So I just think a lot of situations that dudes be in, when all they can think about is the sex, you know what I mean, then that can really cloud your vision. The girl might have a fat butt or something. Whatever the case is, man, you just really like her, take your time, feel it out, see if she digging you, man. Sometimes you do got to vet people, you know what I mean? You have to. At the end of the day, man, you got to, for your own safety and stuff like that. So, look, this stuff don't be rocket science, people. It's just doing the right thing and stop being lazy. That's all it is, and stop being in a rush to meet your expectations. You dig? That's all it is. That's how I see it anyway. Know what I mean?
That's true.
That's how I see it. So, look, back to the gender war, though. I just think a lot of dudes, man, a little sexually frustrated, man, or they went through some seasons of frustration. I could say for a lot of guys, there was in some frustrating seasons. And then you got the more extreme cases where it could be, a little imbalance there, or, a lack of social IQ or whatever. All these things could be worked on in due time. But you got to want to improve on your situation. And you got to be honest with yourself. You can't just jump up out the bed and just blame women like, oh, I'm blaming women for being women. Like, come on, dog. You can't expect nobody to want you with a lack of social skills. No matter what you look like on paper. A motherfucker could be so boring. Look, I'm sorry, man. Nobody really wants to be with nobody that's super duper boring. It doesn't matter what they look like on paper. They could be perfect. If a person is so boring, half the time you don't even know they in a room. You don't even feel it. It's almost non-existent. It's like, who wants a relationship like that?
Right.
Nobody. Come on, man.
That's true.
So, it's everybody's job to, unveil your personality a little bit, live a little bit more free, have a little bit more fun, a little spunk in your life. There's nothing wrong with that, man. Nobody, hey, what up, J-Dub? Nobody wants to be in a situation where it's just dry all the time. That's when the cheating comes and all that other resentment and all that other crap. It comes with that because, you want to have some fun. You want to enjoy and feel life and the different colors of life. And when you with somebody that's super dry and boring all the time, and let's say you want to have fun, like most women want to go out. Like most women want date nights. Most women want to do certain things. And if you ain't willing to strap up and go out and hit the town or go on a little weekend trip or something like that,
right?
I don't know what to tell you. I don't think you should deal with women. Women just wake up one day like, hey, I wanna go out and get some dinner tonight. You know what I mean? You like, oh, I don't feel like it, man. I want to sit back and watch The Wheel of Fortune. Like, dog, you 1-800, I just lost my woman. You know what I mean? You might as well dial that number fast. 1-800, I just lost my goddamn woman. Like, if you consecutively doing that, like, your girl come to you like, hey, I want to hang out. Let's put some clothes on. You know what I mean? Let's schedule a date. You canceling the date, or you tired, or you doing this, or you just want to sit around and play PlayStation. 1-800, I just lost my woman. Y'all remember that damn number because a lot of women have used it, man. So a lot of dudes need to keep it real, man. It could be you. And I know that's blasphemy to say in the midst of the gender war, But a lot of dudes don't want to admit. Maybe it is some things I need to work on.
Yeah.
Maybe it is.
That's true.
Maybe it is.
The one thing that did help me was trying to understand masculinity in men. And I do think that kind of put me ahead of the game when it comes to... I knew that a lot of women kind of... There's some women that don't care about your understanding a man. Right. And I think that is... I think we should understand a man like we went to college and we studied for whatever subject we had. I think it's more important than your degree to understand who a man is, why he does things, his motives, what he wants to do, his aspirations. I think that is far more important than your degree, because your partner, your lover, is the most important decision you'll make in your life.
Snapple top. No, you know what? I think that there is a mistrust and a lack of understanding with men and women. We truly don't understand each other, and that is a problem. It's a major lack of understanding there, and a lot of people don't care to understand. They just want people to bend to their will. They just want their way.
You know why people don't understand? One reason is because when we understand, we feel like we have to agree with somebody. Just because I understand you don't mean I agree with you and your decisions that you make. It just means I understand it. That's it. That's good enough. And I think it's a problem. You can understand and disagree.
But an understanding could also be a bridge to a reconciliation, a compromise, a negotiation, whatever word you want to call it. An understanding could bypass a lot of things. Thanks for that super chat, DJ813. He said, when will the gender war end? What will it take to get to that point? Look.
A crisis.
No. When a lot of men realize that what happens online, everything they say online is not matching up with real life, when that settles in a lot of these dudes' spirit, that's when the gender war is over. Meaning, a lot of dudes say, F these baby mothers, single mothers. What's the first thing they do? Sleep with a single mother. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these dudes going online, oh, I don't want no overweight woman. I don't want no fat woman. If they come across the right big bone woman, they up on that thing. Jill Scott, payout. You know what I'm saying? A lot of dudes, you know what I mean? Once dudes realize that everything they saying online ain't matching up with the concrete in their real life, a lot of dudes, you know, because right now they really at battle with themselves. A lot of dudes just going to give it up, man. Like, you know what? I tried to manifest something different, but this is just what it's going to be. When a lot of dudes realize they got to go to freaking Cambodia just to get their feet rubbed by a woman, you know, a woman that's in desperate need of help and money, too. You know what I mean? Like, dudes got to go all the way to freaking Indonesia to get a back rubbed and be told that you appreciate it. I'm like, dog, you clearly doing something wrong. So, you know, once dudes realize that red pill stuff don't work on this concrete the way they think they do, the gender war will be over, man. Some people say the gender war is over. I don't know. I don't see nothing changing.
Hell nah. It's not over. I don't think it's over.
I mean, it's the strife between men and women. We are going to see more extremism over time. We will. It's going to get a lot worse before it get better. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, I'm kind of keeping my distance from a lot of the heavy hardcore stuff because, you know, some of that stuff ends up in violence and stuff like that, man. I mean, like we see the girl got smacked across her face with a skateboard.
Yeah.
You know, real talk. Like we seeing some real bug out incidents, man.
Fighting on camera during interviews. And
I mean, just all type of stuff, man. So, look, the gender war will be over when everybody want to be honest. So basically, never, right? For real.
I think it'll be over when there's a big crisis and everybody's tired. When they tired of fighting, it will be over.
I even it was even guys online that I used to follow that I had to unfollow because they'll be sitting around talking about women like crazy and then forget to tell us like, oh yeah, you know, like I'm only 5'6". I'm like, dog, you 5'6" and da da. I'm like, dog, like you should have said that at first. I would have told you, well, maybe a lot of the women that you trying to go with, they ain't really feeling short dudes.
Right.
Dudes will leave out pertinent information.
Cause they
you know what I mean? I'm 5'6" and I don't have a car. What?
Yeah.
Ew, DJ scratched the record. And it's like, well, you don't think that led to you not getting a woman? You don't think that matters?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So when stuff like that was happening, I was like, yo, man, it's a lot of dudes out here just purely delusional, man. No, I mean, real talk, just purely delusional, man. You just got to be real with yourself. Like, you got to get in where you fit in. If you're around a bunch of women that don't like short-statured men, get around some women that do. Dog, that's the only option you really got. But complaining, what could you do about your height? You can make your wallet so big and sit on that. Other than that, that's about it. But if a woman wake up today and say, I don't want a man under 6 foot, that's it.
Yeah.
Got to go to the next woman, suck it up and roll. But you know what a lot of dudes do? A lot of dudes just sit back and take time out their busy schedule and tear that woman down to the ground because she made the comment that I don't want that I don't want a man less than 6 foot. When he could be using that time to go to the woman that don't mind a guy under 6 foot. So, you know, horrible time management too. You're not going to convince nobody that, look, man, come on, man. You're not going to convince nobody that they should pick something that's, you know, that they don't like or repulsed by or something about a short person that rub them the wrong way. Dog, you really trying to fight an uphill battle with that. You see what I'm saying?
That's true.
I'm just being 100, man. I'm just being 100. That's how I see it.
And another thing, I want life to grant these people what they are looking for, in the sense of if they're looking for a 10 that's a Instagram model beauty and a bad B, I just want them to hang out with her for a week, you know, just to see if they really would like that type of woman. And the chances are they're going to have a problem with that woman too. They're probably going to be repulsed by her by the time that week is done, because it happened to me. When things are, everything is all good on paper, right? Until you finally sitting across from them on a dinner or whatever, you're like, wow, I need to rethink this thing.
Bad chick and she bad for me, and bad chick and she bad for me. Yo, it's nah, I can dig it. You know, that's why I said earlier, you got to find the right person.
Right.
Period.
Right.
That's just how I see it. I can't see it any other way. You got to find the right person, man, and I think that'll take people a lot further.
And because of who you are, that will dictate how they treat you.
Indeed.
And that's a problem.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's true. So, DJ.
Huh?
DJ. Oh, you said it. You said it.
Yeah. I already read off the super chat, man. Appreciate it. But yeah, so I don't know, man. I think they best hope for the gender war to do anything substantial was Kevin. Rest in peace. But now that Kevin's gone, I think that shit is dead. For real. That was their best hope was Kevin. And you know, dudes was riding Kevin coattail like this. Like, that's my man in them. For real. But at the end of the day, I think Kevin was on his way to, stardom. I mean, he already reached the level of stardom. I think he was just going to elevate from there. And now that he's not around, I think a lot of these dudes, man, they just got deflated. Because you think about it, a lot of dudes were saying things, but they had Kevin to back them up.
Right.
So they can be out here popping and talking shit and all up in the women's space like, nah, I'm the prize and da-da-da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna die alone. Y'all cat women. And kind of find out they Ace Boone Coon, they number one Apple Scrapple, he ain't around no more. If you think about it, a lot of content creators don't even have content no more. Because they was riding Kevin back like a reindeer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I like what you
So, at the end of the day, a lot of dudes don't even know what to do with themselves, man. And I'm like, yo, man, we looking at a real manhood issue, man. Like, y'all don't know what to do without another man giving you instructions, man. Self-improve. Get out here. Whatever you afraid of, whatever you in fear of, whatever you got an issue with, that's where you start. You start right there. You got a problem talking to women. You got a problem approaching women. You got a problem connecting with women. You got whatever it is. You got a problem keeping a woman. You got a problem satisfying the women. You start there, build on top of that, and it's like riding a bike. You'll get better over time. You'll take the training wheels off, and that's it. It's just about being real, being honest with yourself, and having a proper appraisal. Boom.
Yeah. And check your desires.
You know what I mean? For
Keep
real.
your desires in check.
But it ain't no doubt in my mind that all this shit is about sex. You know what I mean?
And you know what? Bless you. And you know what? This is the best time in history, I believe, that women should close their legs. The reasoning behind that is because guys are so thirsty. I think that's the quickest way to marriage.
It's almost like who's going to win the gender war is the people that can control themselves the most.
Right. That checks their desires.
Yeah. That might make a little sense.
If you check your desires, who could control you? Didn't we get that from Power?
True. Yeah. So look, man, it's that simple, man. I think that I want to give a percentage. 92% of these dudes, man, they just went through some bad seasons with women, some bad experiences, and they got hurt like most men do. But instead of building up that scar tissue and keep it moving in life, suck it up and roll, I really got the best of a lot of dudes, man. And all it is a recalibration time for you. You know, you shouldn't be that attached to a person where it messes up your view on life and how you feel about life overall. You know what I mean? If you got those kind of attachments, man, you operating out of fear anyway. If you that much attached to a person where it makes you bitter for years on end. Now, I can understand a man that been through a bad divorce and lost his kids. That's a little bit different. He lost the house. I can understand that. That can make anybody cold. But dudes just be getting bent out of shape over a girl that they had last summer. I'm like, dog, you're going to meet 50,000 women in your lifetime. Why are you bugging out? But they was attached to that person. And, you know, although I understand it, I'm saying it was the fact that they was attached was the problem. Like, look, you got to experience somebody, but you don't have to be fully attached to them, man. Because when they leave, and sometimes it's inevitable, because a lot of people are only in our life for a season. And when that day happens, how you going to pick up the pieces and keep it moving? You know what I'm saying? Nobody should have that kind of, you know, real power over you. You should be able to govern yourself. And when y'all come together as a woman and a man, y'all should be even more powerful. But at the end of the day, man, you know, I've seen a lot of dudes, man, put a lot of stock into women. And it's like, look, it should be nothing but a learning lesson for your next relationship to understand, yo, man, just be a man, do what you need to do, focus on you, but don't get caught up in all that other shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Focus on you. Don't get caught up in expectations. She should be doing this and da 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 da. That's where a lot of dudes go wrong. You know what I mean? My great grandfather told me the bitch should have been in the kitchen. And I look, man, none of that's helping you. If the girl wanted to be in the kitchen, she would have volunteered to go in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So, you know, some of it is just a lack of manhood, man. You know what I mean? You got to create an environment to get the best out the woman anyway. And a woman have to do certain things to get the best out of her man. Nobody want to do their job. So, you know. What?
I'm starting to believe that a partner is a byproduct of your self-improvement. What do you think about that?
I mean, as far as what though? Like, your partner is always going to be a mirror for who you are. I mean, yeah, so if you ain't self-improving, whoever your partner is,
they're not self-improving too.
They're going to pretty much, that. Yeah, it's pretty much going to be a reminder of, you know, where you are. Okay. Now, if you elevate and you upgrading and you stand on top of your dean and your self-improvement, then your partner going to be a mirror to who you are at that point. You know what I mean? So relationships ain't nothing but mirrors, man. If you got a good, submissive, virtuous wife, that's a mirror to who you are. If you got a piece of crap, somewhere in yourself is a piece of crap. So, you know, we tend to attract what's already in our hearts anyway, even though we don't want to admit it. So, yeah, man, you know, relationships are a byproduct of exactly who we are. You know what I mean? Nothing but a mirror, good or bad. It's nothing but a mirror. Anytime your girl is acting up or anytime your man ain't doing the right thing, it's a mirror to who you are, what you allow, what you don't allow. Did you set good boundaries? Did you check that at the door? Did you state your intent in the very beginning? It's nothing but a reflection in a mirror for what you did or didn't do. Now, do I expect people to take accountability? Hell no. But I'm just kicking it like it is, man. Mirror talk. I keep plugging the book. Mirror talk, people. It all comes back to that reflection. You know what I mean? Anytime me and you sit here, everything that I'm not is going to hit you. You know what I'm saying? I'm a mirror for you. Everything that you not and you can see in me, you're going to feel it over time and vice versa. Everything that I'm not, all the virtues I wish I had, anytime I sit next to you, it's reflected right back on me. We are just a mirror for each other, man. You know what I'm saying? Relationships really aren't that complicated if you win it for the right reasons. Now, if you got all these ulterior motives and you all into that, then I really can't help you with that. You know what I'm saying? Because your heart ain't pure. So, you know, eventually you're going to show your hand to that woman and mess it up. Hopefully you don't destroy her life. Or vice versa. Hopefully the woman don't destroy that man's life. I can't help nobody with that. But I'm talking about for the people that's on the up and up and they in it for the right reasons, then, yo, man, relationships are a mirror. You know what I mean? And it's going to really tell you, you know what? I read a quote somewhere and it said, your value is determined by what you seek.
Yeah, that's a fact. When we go into the grocery store, if we don't have a list, everything we're going to pay attention to everything. We're going to seek everything. But if we write down apples, oranges, bananas, we're going to go in because we valued apples, oranges, bananas. All we're going to see is what we're looking for, which is that.
Yeah, and then on the flip side to it too, if all we seeking is junk food and crap and pork and everything we shouldn't be eating and all kind of food that they say is bad for you, if that's all we seeking, it shows your value. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was a pretty damn good quote. Your value is determined by what you seek. And that go for every facet of life. You know, we talking about relationships and stuff like that. But yeah, I really thought that was profound when I forgot, I think I seen it on Instagram or something, but I really thought that was a profound statement because we talk about value in all type of other ways, but we never talk about value in that sense. So if I'm a square dude, good job, I work, I'm an engineer or I'm in a lawyer's office or something, and I'm in a hood 3 days a week trying to scrape up on some hood pussy, that's my value. That's how I see myself. Because I could get the same amount of women downtown, probably at a nice little lounge, nice little, meet up or get together, a little shindig.
Right.
But nah, I think my value is in the gutter, so that's where I hang out. Your value is determined by what you seek. I say, God damn it.
And what's crazy about life, the world will kind of manifest itself to you in what you're seeking. It'll just pop up, if you're looking for it, things will just
what you seeking is already seeking you. It's already seeking you. See, you got to understand, whatever you desire, whatever you want in life, whatever you're searching for is searching for you too. There's no other way around it, man. So if you're searching for dysfunction, if you're searching to be manipulated, all this other stuff, searching for you too. You know what I'm saying? It's already searching for you, man. That's just the laws of life, man. It's going to come and find you. Or you'll find it. Or y'all find each other. You see what I'm saying? But it really does happen like that. It's kind of like once a person start their self-improvement journey in life, they start to attract a whole bunch of new people.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what they're searching for. But it was already looking for them because it was already there. You just had to get on your path. Once you got on your path, you realized, damn, all these doors was already open, but you wasn't searching for it. You wasn't seeking for that.
Life is like Google.
It can be.
It's there. You just got to type it in and search for it.
Right. You see what I'm saying? So, what you seeking is seeking you. Already seeking you.
Mm-hmm.
You really ain't got to try hard. You just got to stay on your journey, stay on your path, and have an open mind. It's already looking for you. Hey, but we're going to go ahead and wind this down. We're going to tone it down. Shout out to the co-host that love to do the most. Shout out to Rose.
Hello.
Shout out to everybody up in the Chizat. Hey, man, this was a special podcast coming at y'all on a Thursday evening, man. We had a pretty good time, and I hope y'all enjoyed the episode, man. Follow me on Instagram at Dom Game Division. A lot of people been asking me about my content. Yo, man, all of the content is on my Patreon. You know what I mean? You want old content, you want this, you want that. Search the Patreon, I guarantee. You search it long enough, you'll find what you're looking for. What else? Did I have anything else? Anything else? Go cop the book. Mirror Talk on Amazon. There's actually 2 books on Amazon, Mirror Talk and Overcoming Your Fears. Go cop the book. Cop both of them, man. They really not expensive, man. You may get some value out of it. And, hey, man, just have a good day, man. You know what I mean? Let's get this love out here, man. And, for a lot of people, man, get that proper appraisal up in you, man. I guarantee your life will change overnight. But anyway, I'm getting hungry, y'all. I got to roll out. Hey, one love. I'm out, man.